My name is Ryan Sutton, and I'm a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And today, we're going to read a book entitled Whistle for Willie by Ezra Jack Keats. Have you ever tried to do something over and over again, only to not be able to do it? That could be pretty frustrating and could get you angry. Let's see what happens here when he tries to whistle and can't. Oh, how Peter wished he could whistle. He saw a boy playing with his dog. Whenever the boy whistled, the dog ran straight to him. Peter tried and tried to whistle, but he couldn't. So instead, he began to turn himself around and around he whirled, faster and faster. Sure, he was pretty dizzy. When he stopped, everything turned down and up and down and around and around. Peter saw his dog, Willie, coming. Quick as a wink, he hid in an empty carton lying on the sidewalk. Wouldn't it be funny if I whistle? Peter thought. Willie would stop and look all around to see who it was. Peter tried again to whistle, but still he couldn't. So Willie just walked away. How do you think Peter felt when he kept trying to whistle and he couldn't? Peter got out of the carton and started home. On the way, he took some colored chalks out of his pocket and drew a long, long line right up to his door. He stood there and tried to whistle again. He blew till his cheeks were tired, but nothing happened. How do you feel when you try really hard at something and still can't do it or have difficulty doing it? Does it anger you? Does it frustrate you? Does it make you want to give up? Or do you continue to try to practice at it? Well, Peter, he went into his house and put on his father's old hat to make himself feel more grown up. He looked into the mirror to practice whistling. Still, no whistle. Sometimes we look up to our mentors, our fathers, grandfathers, our mothers, aunties, whoever's around us that we find as good mentors, and we try to be like them. Maybe sometimes that helps. When his mother saw what he was doing, Peter pretended that he was his father. He said, "I've come home early today. Dear, is Peter here?" His mother answered, "Why, no. He's outside with Willie." "Well, I'll go out and look for them," said Peter. First, he walked along a crack in the sidewalk. Then he tried to run away from his shadow. He jumped off his shadow, but when he landed, they were together again. He came to the corner where the carton was, and who should he see but Willie? Peter scrambled under the carton. He blew and he blew and he blew, and suddenly out came a real whistle. Willie stopped and looked around to see who it was. "It's me!" Peter shouted and stood up. Willie raced straight to him. Peter ran home to show his father and mother what he could do. They loved Peter's whistling. So did Willie. Peter's mother asked him and Willie to go on an errand to the grocery store. He whistled all the way there and he whistled all the way home. The end. Sometimes it could be frustrating not to be able to do something immediately. But if you practice and you practice and you try, eventually you may get it. So stick with it. Whatever you're working on, whatever you're trying to do, stick with it. You'll get it. Peace.